What's up, fragrance fans? Tommy with Studio Sense here. Thanks for stopping by to check out today's video. Today is my very first spring video. It is t-shirt weather outside. The weather's finally starting to stabilize a little bit, although stabilize isn't necessarily a word that you can use regarding the weather these days, but hopefully we've got more sunshine in our future than we do have cold wind. So it's time to do a little spring cleaning when it comes to your fragrances. Get those ones down from the shelf that you're going to start wearing. In fact, today I'm featuring my top 10 spring cheapies to give you guys some ideas, some recommendations of spring fragrances that you can start using now if you don't already have them. Plus today I'm announcing the winner of my recent giveaway. No, not the Gravity fragrance, but the box of samples along with the Ralph Lauren Polo gym bag. We got that and more coming up, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, and all you lovers of spring. Spring is one of my favorite seasons. Fall is my favorite season, but I like spring because it's just an introduction to warmer weather. I'm not throwing shade on winter, but I really do like the warmer climes. That's one reason for living in East Tennessee, at least that used to be, until Mother Nature got confused. But finally, she's opening up the blinds, letting the sun shine through, and warmer weather is here. Now is the time to start thinking about the colognes that you would like to wear that are going to be a little bit more appropriate for spring. Time to put away those really strong incense-heavy fragrances, or at least set them aside, not put them away. You can wear them anytime, of course. So today I want to give you some recommendations of some colognes that you can actually wear for spring by way of my top 10 spring cheapie list. Because I am positive that you're a lot like me. You have other financial responsibilities, but you still want to save a little bit aside for some new fragrances, some new colognes. So I would like to share with you guys my top 10 spring cheapie list. 10 affordable fragrances that are absolutely awesome to wear for the spring season. So let's pop the cap off and get into it. Of course, going to start with number 10, work our way down to the number 1 spring cheapie. Coming in at number 10 is a great spring cheapie by Azzaro. It's actually one of the 3 fragrances in the Solarissimo line. It is Azzaro Solarissimo Lavanzo. While it opens with a combination of lemon and passion fruit, primarily the substance that you get from Lavanzo is that heart of lavender and basil. So it's a nice spicy combination of those 2 fragrance oils, and it rests on cedarwood and patchouli. This actually is a pretty good starter fragrance for spring, really inexpensive. You can get a bottle of Lavanzo for around 30 bucks. It's gone up just a bit, but it's still very well worth it. Comes in a 75 ml bottle. Solarissimo Lavanzo by Azzaro, coming in at number 10. Coming in at number 9 of my top 10 cheapies for spring is a fragrance by 4711 in their Aqua Colonia Intense line, and they do have some hits and some misses. This one is a hit. It is Awakening Woods of Scandinavia. It reminds me a bit of Armani Eau de Cedre because it's just got a really nice mix of woods. That's its primary focus, but it does have this kind of fresh spring vibe about it, buds growing on tree branches. Because of that, cedar, along with some other notes. There's floral magnolia in here, some other spices. And even though 4711 is very well known for making eau de colognes, this one with the intense, kind of a more intense side of fragrance, don't be afraid to wear this on a daily basis. But it does actually perform really well for a fragrance line that's known for lighter colognes and lighter fragrances. You can get a 125 ml bottle for around 35 bucks. Coming in at number 9, Aqua Colonia Intense Awakening Woods of Scandinavia. Coming in at number 8 of my top 10 spring cheapies is a fragrance by Jean Varvatos in his Artisan line. Actually the XX line, which is a bit newer, and it is XX Artisan Teal. I didn't have high expectations when this first came out, but it's actually a really pleasant green fragrance. It does carry that nice, cool mineralic quality forward from the original Artisan Pure into this particular line, the XX Artisan. It's got a combination of rosemary, water lily, sea salt, patchouli, and some other, like a light lemon accord that gives it a very fresh take on a mineralic green kind of fragrance, and that's why it makes a great spring fragrance. And of course, being a Varvatos fragrance, it's not overly expensive. You can get a bottle for about 40 bucks. Coming in at number 8, XX Artisan Teal by John Varvatos. Coming in at number 7 is a fragrance that's kind of become a standard for a cheapy spring fragrance. It actually is a bit more expensive than when it first came out because it's gained in popularity. It is from the Icon collection of Banana Republic. It's number 78, Vintage Green. Vintage Green is one of my favorite unisex fragrances fragrances for spring. It's just so easily wearable. It's one of very few well-done unisex fragrances that carries that nice spring green association. It's got green tea along with green leaves, a nice green vetiver, the green side of vetiver. It's got fig, jasmine, just a plethora of really great notes that make up a fantastic fragrance. Probably my second favorite of the Icon collection in that entire line, and there's quite a few of them. You can get a bottle of this if you can still find it at a rack store. You'll probably get it for about 20 bucks, 20 to 25 bucks. But right now at discounters, it's going to be anywhere between $40 to $50 because again, it's gained in popularity. Still very well worth the price. Number 78, Vintage Green by Banana Republic. Coming in at number 6 is a fragrance that, while it's not specifically for just spring, I think it makes a great spring fragrance, especially for maybe someone who's just getting started in collecting fragrance or wanting to try something that's just a bit different that doesn't necessarily have that green. It's by Hugo Boss. It is Hugo Reversed. Hugo Reverse is just an all-around great fragrance for daily wear, but I think specifically for spring, just because it has that woody pample wood, which is an aroma chemical that's just a very pristine, clean kind of wood background. You've got a nice, clean, dry vetiver. You've got a spicy rosemary, and then of course some brighter grapefruit in the open. It's just an all-around very well done fragrance for Hugo Boss, and it's actually quite different from other fragrances in the line, kind of set itself apart. It's also come down in price, so it's relatively inexpensive. You can get a bottle for about 40 bucks now, and sometimes you can get a tester for less, but a great spring fragrance to have, Hugo Reverse, and that's why it's coming in at number 6. All right, we have covered 10 to 6 relatively quickly. We're now down to my top 5 cheapy fragrances for spring. Coming in at number 5 is a fragrance that carries one of my favorite notes for spring, and that is the note of neroli. Neroli Orange Blossom is just a wonderful spring fragrant note, and this one carries it very well and inexpensively as an EDP or eau de parfum. It's from Alfred Dunhill. It is Dunhill Century. Dunhill Century has a great presentation. It's got this magnetic cap and a very cube-like cylindrical bottle, and it's an EDP, so it actually performs really well, and it's relatively inexpensive. You can get a bottle of Dunhill Century for about 40 bucks, but not only does it have that really nice neroli open, it also has cypriol, which is kind of a greener side of the orange blossom. It's got sandalwood, some frankincense, a little bit heavier musk, and that's what helps it perform so well and makes it a great springtime fragrance. And that's why Dunhill Century comes in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 of my top 10 spring cheapy fragrances is one from Salvatore Ferragamo, in a wonderful line of fragrances that I recommend grabbing up before they're gone, before they get discontinued, and that is Uomo Casual Life. Casual Life is an all-around great daily wear fragrance, but I recommend getting it out or purchasing it during spring because, again, to me it's one of the best representations of laid-back, casual, signature style for a designer fragrance that's really inexpensive. The notes in this fragrance are fantastic, and in descending order you can actually smell them as they become available olfactively. You've got a combination of lemon, a little bit of violet in the open, but there's a really nice iced coffee note that's super refreshing that's actually buoyed by a good bit of ambroxan as well. You've got geranium, musk, white cedarwood, and cashmere, kind of moving from colder weather to warmer weather, and that's why this is such a great transitional spring fragrance, and it's really inexpensive. You can get a full bottle of Uomo Casual Life right now on FragranceNet.com it's a tester for about 40 bucks. If you want to pay a little bit more, like 45, you can get an unopened box, but either way you go, you definitely want to check this one out for spring. And that's why it comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3 is one of my favorite designer fragrances for spring that's zesty and inexpensive that you will really enjoy because it's one of those that you can wear on a daily basis, fresh out of the shower or before going into the office. It's by Vince Camuto. It is Vince Camuto Homme. Homme kind of reminds me a bit of Versace Man Eau Fraiche, because it has that really spicy, it doesn't have tarragon in it, but it does have a good bit of rosemary that carries a similar feel. It opens with a refreshing lemony citron. You've got gin tonic and ozone, so straight out of the bottle it's very refreshing. It's got notes of fennel, lavender, but in the base there's silver birch, there's cedarwood, There's a mugwort and musk in there. That's an unusual combination that gives it that spicy kick. Vince Camuto Homme is an all-around great springtime favorite. You can get a full bottle of Homme at most discounters for about 30 bucks, and that's one reason it's number 3. Coming in at number 2 is one of my favorite spring fragrances to overspray because I just love the way that it smells and the way that it wears. It's one by Jimmy Choo. It is Urban Hero, the Gold Edition. The Gold Edition is by far one of my favorite Jimmy Choo fragrances, simply because of how it performs, how it overall smells, and not only is it a great signature wear fragrance, it's a office safe fragrance. You could even wear this on date nights. It's just one of those very hyper versatile fragrances that's not specifically meant for spring, but I think it makes a great springtime kind of new beginnings fragrance. Now guys, Urban Hero is another one of those that if you go to FragranceNet.com right now, you can get a tester for about 40 bucks, and that's really good. So definitely check it out. That's why it's my number 2 springtime cheapie, or at least one reason is because the price point is excellent. And that combination of pineapple blood orange and spot on tonka bean make Urban Hero Gold Edition a fantastic daily wear for spring fragrance. All right, we are down to my number 1 springtime cheapie, and I don't wear this often enough, but I tell you, when I do wear it, it really reminds me of what a fantastic fragrance it is, and really what I'm looking forward to this house producing more of: great quality fragrances and great presentations. It is Missoni Parfum pour Homme. This is a fantastic fragrance. Now, admittedly, it has often been called a kind of smell-alike to Bleu de Chanel, and it does have some similarities, but as a standalone fragrance, even if you don't even think of Bleu de Chanel, it's a great Mediterranean style fragrance. You've got lavender, lime, jasmine, ginger. You've got in the base birch, cedarwood, patchouli. There's some other Mediterranean herbs, of course, mixed in there that just make it a fantastic overall fragrance for, again, daily wear, but specifically for spring. I think it makes a great spring fragrance, and that's why it's number 1. Now again, the price point on this has gone up just a bit since it's been out, but it's kind of leveled off. Again, like several in this list that I've talked about, you can get it as a tester for about 40 bucks at FragranceNet.com. So if you're interested, I have, of course, linked all of these fragrances that I'm recommending for spring that are really inexpensive. I've linked them all down below just in case you want to grab one of them up. Several of them I will recommend grabbing up before they get discontinued because they've been out for a little while, and you'll see similar lists on YouTube where other YouTubers have recommended them. Not just me, but these are all field tested, and that's what makes them great grabs and great offerings for spring. Alright guys, I did promise an announcement for my giveaway winner, and this is the giveaway of the box full of samples and the Ralph Lauren Polo gym bag. We had about 188 comments, which is really good. I like to see at least 200, but we only did this for the weekend, so that's actually a really great response. So for all of you that commented on the video, that liked the video, and of course subbed if you weren't already subbed to Studio Sense, thanks so much for doing that and entering the contest. Unfortunately, we can only have one winner though, at least in this contest. That's why I'm going to be doing multiple contests as time goes by. But the winner of this contest is William Bird. Mr. Bird, thanks so much for entering. You are the winner of a ton of designer samples, along with a really cool Ralph Lauren Polo gym bag. All you got to do is shoot me your details at studiosense@gmail.com. I will ship it to you right away. Just send me your details, your address, or where you would like it shipped, to studiosense@gmail.com, and I will get that out to you. Again, for those of you that entered, that took time to comment and like the video, and make sure that you're subbed to Studio Sense. Don't give up, because I have lots of future contests coming up, and we also have one that's going on right now that you can enter to win a full bottle of Gravity by Particle. Just check out that video. It was a few days ago. Make sure to leave a comment and a like on that one. That pretty much wraps up my top 10 spring cheapie list. If you already own any of these, let everyone know in the comments which ones are your favorite. And of course, if I've missed any obvious choices, or maybe not so obvious choices for great spring cheapies, let us know what those are too in the comments. Guys, thanks so much for stopping by to check out today's list. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you tomorrow.